I told you by the end of this video, you'll understand proper grip and how important it is, and you will increase your accuracy. People overlook grip thinking it's not as important as trigger control or sight picture or sight alignment. Mm, you can have great sight alignment and great sight picture and still have problems with accuracy because it's a true fundamentals. It's grip, it's stance, it's trigger control, it's sight picture, it's sight alignment. And there are some more important than others, but I think the grip is sort of in our foundation, and we got to make sure that we are covering that as much as possible. So today, I'm going to take the mystery out of how to hold a pistol. Now I'm going to show you some close-ups. I'm going to show you some uh, out this direction here too. And I think by the end of this video, you'll understand where the important parts are of the grip. So right off the bat, for the powers to be, this is a rubber gun. We're in a closed environment. There are no bullets in this at all. I am going to be pointing it at the camera, so I want to make sure that you understand that. All right, so let's start with the whole concept of the firearm. I'm right-handed. Guys, it just changes. Just change it. If you're left-handed, it goes exactly the opposite of what I'm telling you today. So we want to make sure that when we grab a pistol, that we are high on the tang. And this is called the tang here. So if you're giving the firearm any kind of gap, like this here, you already have a problem. So we want to make sure we hold it high. Not only make sure we hold it high, but you want to make sure the gun is almost going down the arm as much as possible. So with that said, my finger's off the trigger. This is the start of a proper grip. Now, what we've done there, guys, is we have built a void on this side. And with that void being built, we're going to take our other hand, turn our wrist just a little bit, and lay thumb into thumb, just like that. And then we're going to wrap our four fingers right underneath the trigger well, just like that. And if we push this out in front of us, what happens as I drive out with my chest muscles, I'm putting pressure on the back of this firearm while driving it out, and I'm squeezing my hand in this direction. So now we have our grip pressure forward and backwards, and now I'm going to take my other hand and wrap it in here and here. And when I close that void, you saw right there, when I close that void and I squeeze my pecs out, I'm actually, guys, squeezing a clam, if you think about that. And I'm bringing my chest together. And when I bring it out, I'm pushing pressure on the two sides of the firearm, which allows us a 360-degree touch around the firearm. And when that does that, it gives us that power to drive the weapon out. And now we're putting pressure right, left, forward, and backwards as we bring the gun up in our line of sight. What we see most people do is they over torque with their dominant hand. And you take a firearm, you do this in your home, and squeeze hard with your right hand, can you see that firearm is starting to roll off to the right? It's just naturally going to do that. And if you're left-handed, it happens exactly the same. It rolls off to the left. So our job really is to put enough pressure that we're leveling out the pistol and driving at the same time. Now, how much power do I need? Well, you don't need to put as much power that you begin to shake or you get muscle tick or anything else like that. But you got to have enough power to let the gun stay level. Drive that hand, lock it in, push it out, bring it out in front of you, squeeze hard enough that you have it. Now, I know I actually teach 60-40. Here, we don't know what that means. It's hard for us to really put it together. So I tell students, you don't understand that, just squeeze it as hard as you can with your right hand or your dominant hand, and try to squeeze just a little harder with your non-dominant hand. And that'll help us tremendously become more equal on the grip, if that makes sense. Because technically, if you really think about it, what is holding onto the pistol on your dominant hand is these 3 fingers. What is holding onto the pistol with your non-dominant hand is these 4 fingers. And mathematically, we know 4 is going to help us more than 3 would. The trigger and the thumb should be along for the ride. One of the other things I could tell you is a lot of times you'll see people who will bury a thumb and put their hand like this. You've seen that grip. You might be doing that grip and you think you have complete control over that. But if I open my hand up on the bottom here, I'm not really touching the gun at all. And what people do is they tuck that thumb down and stick it here, and look at that gap on the firearm at my right here, if you can see it. Look at that gap. How can I control the weapon with the most power I need if it's not touching the firearm? So we want to always remember thumb up, make a void. From the void, wrap our hands in, then drive out with our chest muscles. And while we're doing that, we're squeezing the firearm together. Now I'm putting pressure on this side of the firearm. I'm putting pressure back here. This hand is putting pressure here. And then we're getting pressure here. So that gives us that 360-degree fat around the gun, which allows us to control recoil. And with recoil management, we get less muzzle flip, which in turn will let you keep the weapon level, which will allow it to come back in your line of sight a lot faster. If you're using a lot of less wrist and you're just not holding on to the gun properly, what tends to happen, the gun rises. Now you've got to drive it back down, find your sight system to do it again, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're doing all this muzzle flipping, and it's causing an action. That's what's causing your target to shoot high, low, right, left, and then just not consistent. So proper grip is so important for us because it is our foundation. People think foundation starts at the feet. No, foundation starts at the firearm. Right hand goes down my arm. Left hand comes up. Drive it out when I've got it squeezed decent. Now think about this. I got pressure going from here down to my feet, from my feet all the way up to this side of the firearm. Shooting a pistol is not complicated, it's complex, and there's a lot of moving parts you need to know. I put an ebook together for you, and I want to give it to you for free. It's called Get a Grip, and it's all about how to control one of these and get you that 360-degree control. That book is in the descriptions below. All you have to do is put it in the cart and put free book at checkout, and you'll get it for free. Now, there are other books there, like grip and stance and trigger control and sight picture and sight alignment, why you shoot low and left. There's a bunch of them there for you, and those books are on sale. They're regularly priced for $3.99, and we got them on sale for $1.99. And if you want 1, 2, or 3 more, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Put them in the cart and go ahead and support myself and my family. We would appreciate it. Those are great reads. Some people can read it and do it. Some people can read it and watch it. Cool thing about most of those ebooks you're going to get, there's a video correlating to them somewhere in my YouTube channel, and then you can come to the range and repeat it. Guys, grip is not difficult. There is a little bit of learning around it, and once you've got it, it's one less thing you have to worry about it, because if we're giving it, it's going to take it. A firearm is a bully, and whatever you give it, it will take. I want you to watch this next video I got coming up. It is about the line drill, and this line drill will help you understand how to keep this level and be able to run the weapon. But you're going to need a good grip to run the line drill. Check this next video out. I think you'll like it.